man. So the market is green today, 6.5% up. Can you guys feel the difference in the air? This is just a slight taster for those of you who are new in crypto, have only joined since November 2021 and seen the pain as we fell from 69,000 down. You're finally getting your first taste of what it feels like when the market gets running. And trust me, guys, when you've been here before, you see these things really do bounce very, very quickly, which is why when you are bearish, you stay bearish, you understand that there are lower price possible, but when you see it start to turn, you've got to take a look at the charts with a clear eye, put emotion aside and say, okay, what is going on? So that way you don't become a permanent bear. So we're going to take a look. Hey, Martin, good to see you here, buddy. And we're going to find out what is going on and whether this is sustainable, because there are a few things which are showing, okay, we could get a move to the upside, but there are a few worrying things as well. So we need to break that down. Also going to look at Fantom, also going to look at MATIC. Guys, as you jump into here, please do hit up the like button. It helps this live stream get shown to more people, which really does help me out. So if you do appreciate me jumping on a live with you guys on a day where Bitcoin is up 6% and it's a bit confusing as to what we should be doing, then smash up that like. Right, so I showed you guys that on the hourly chart, I took a little bit of a trade, and it is a bit premature, and I said that openly in my video earlier on today. Oh, you're welcome, Nathan. Thank you for joining, buddy. Do smash up that like. And I did say it was premature. There was very little volume here, but I was just open with you, got a little bit of FOMO, and I placed a little bit of trades. I'm human after all, right? And I'm going to tell you the reasons why it's not a great trade. I mean, yes, everybody's excited for the breakout. Now, the volumes are declining here, even on the hourly. And the other thing is, if you want to take this trade, this move is going to be on a daily time frame, right? It's going to be a big swing trade, which you're looking to take advantage of. And you don't need to rush into this, right? And I'm not going to rush into it. I'm going to ladder into this when the time is right. So for those of you who are saying, oh no, you're too late, you have to get in 4 hours ago, that's not how these things work. We're talking about a move here which could take you from about this neckline all the way up to about 30,000. That's a 35% swing even on spot. Okay, so when we're talking about that kind of a move, whether you're 1% off or 0.5% off, that's not the point. You rather get in when there's confirmation. And if you watch my video from earlier today, the bit I was concerned about was this candle here. If you analyze this candle, it was the exact same thing that's happened here. We wick out, but then if you see when we finish the day back in the red, and we end up with this dragonfly candle where ultimately you've got the wick with a fake out, right? And a whole bunch of people liquidated who got excited, tried to join the long to rally it to the upside. So you need to be very, very careful that we do get the confirmation. And the textbook way of doing this is two things. You let this candle finish in the green. It should be a high volume candle. Now look at the daily candle so far. This is not high volume just yet. Now you have 12 hours left for this candle, so you want to keep an eye on that, but it is high volume. So very important. You need this to be high volume for it to be a clean breakout. Then you need the next daily candle to open up green. And at that point, that would be a textbook entry. Now, I understand it's not always easy to do a textbook entry, right? Your emotions get in the way, you FOMO, you want to jump in, and that's perfectly fine. But I'm taking this position. I've taken the position already on BYBIT. You guys can take that trade as well. You've got bonuses in the description if you guys want to get yourself set up. But either way, we need to be careful that what we're not doing is we're not running into resistance. If I show you this chart here, I'm going to pull out the moving average. And what I want to show you here on the 200 moving average is we are running into a little bit of resistance. Here we go. So this is your 200 moving average. If I show you on the weekly, oh, there we go. So it's showing that we fell below it a couple of weeks ago, and now we're running into it, right? Remember, your support turns into resistance. Now, this was always really good support for us, right? Which is why everybody was so bummed when we finally broke down to the downside. But now when you break such a key level of support, it can sometimes become resistance, okay? So it's not going to be an easy battle for us to run to the upside, but if we can clear this level, it can be a nice move to the upside. So that is what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for some direction here to say, are we getting out? Can we now run this to the upside? But it's good. You've got a nice strong day here at 6%. And now what we're going to look at is we're going to look at some of the altcoins, because what happens when Bitcoin gets a nice big move like this, whether it's going to be a sustained move or not, whether we're going to have multiple days like this where Bitcoin goes for a relief rally, that's based on the chart I just showed you. But what we can look at is look at which altcoins are moving, okay? Because that's going to be the clue for you guys to know which ones are going to be able to move in a bull run. Doug, good to see you here, buddy. Good morning, sir. Isn't this exactly what we've been waiting for? Exactly. Exactly. This is good now, but you've got the breakout, but like I explained, you need that volume. And if I show you on this chart as well, just to wrap up Bitcoin before we move on to the altcoins, you are now getting a break of a trend. Remember, these were bear flags. Every time we were in these formations leading up to CPI and FOMC meetings, I was sharing these bear flags with you, right? Every time we did this, the rule was that we break to the downside. But now we're getting a break of trend, okay? We are indeed getting that break of trend. And if I zoom in, I'm going to show you that. Let's just get zoomed in right into about here. That's where we're getting the break, right? You can see we've got the break. And this is a break on the 4-hourly, and it's decent volume on the 4-hourly, but it's not immense. And that's why we just want to be careful that we don't get wicked back to the downside, okay? So we're getting there. We're not far off is what I'm saying, but let's see some more volume come in today over the next couple of 4-hourly candles, and let's keep pushing this higher beyond 22,000, and then things can get really, really exciting for us here. Good morning, everybody. Yep, good morning. Shout out to you. Barney, good to see you. Guys, do smash up the like button as you enter. We are about, when I last checked before we jumped on, we were like 10 subs away from 10K. If you can get us to 10K subs, guys, whilst I'm on this live stream, that would be super, super awesome. So somebody keep me updated. If we hit 10K, let me know in the comments. I can't actually see the thing here anywhere. Cool. Whilst we do that, let's head over to some altcoins now. And you can see Ethereum is far more progressed in this breakout. Look at this. So whilst we can see Bitcoin is at this stage here, Ethereum has plugged along, right? Because it's got some fundamental updates here. So we can see a big move here, a consolidation, and another big move after a bullish continuation. This is much stronger a setup from Ethereum. And the reason behind this, which is what we're going to speak about, is any projects which have made good fundamental advancements in their project. So for example, Ethereum, they're getting closer and closer to the merge, right? Expected to happen in September, making good progress. MATIC with their partnership with Disney. Any projects which are doing good work behind the scenes in this bear market, they're going to run disproportionately. And that is why we want to allocate our portfolio. This is a good clue for you guys. Even if tomorrow is red, you've got some good information to see which coins are moving. You saw Ethereum straight out of the gate. Fantom now back in its rising broadening wedge, which is huge, because if you can get back into here, you could be running back up to the top side, heading towards $42 here. I mean, if I show you it from this point of view, you are now getting the break of this trend. Remember, we had this symmetrical triangle? We broke to the downside of the symmetrical triangle. We went back up, and now we're breaking this trend, this downward trend here. We are now getting a clear breakout. Your first price target would be up here at $31 if you wanted to trade this move, and then to the top of the wedge up at 36. So big move here on Fantom, up 10-11% of the day, but you're catching all of these early. These are early movements. I mean, if we're going to actually break out on Bitcoin and go towards 30,000, all of these coins are really going to start exploding to the upside, especially the ones which have made good progress from a fundamental perspective. That is really, really important. Near Protocol also making a really nice break out of its descending triangle here. Again, we hit our first price target here. I shared this with you guys. I shared that on my video with Near Protocol and Coty Trade. This has hit exactly our first take profit target, and our second take profit target will be at $4.37. But keep in mind, this is going to need the impetus from Bitcoin. None of this materializes if Bitcoin gets wicked out and ends back in its channel. But things are looking good. Retail is starting to come into the market again. Fear and greed index is now sitting a little bit more comfortably at 20. I believe this will go higher on the next reading. And the other thing which is helping me today is I'm seeing a little bit of green in the pre-market. So can that stay green? Can we keep getting green in the market? Can we have a good day today, right? That would be huge. We've got a few important company earnings this week. I did tweet that out. Let's see if I can find the tweet. We did tweet out that we've got IBM. Where is the tweet? There you go. IBM. We've got Netflix on Tuesday. We got Wednesday. We got Tesla. And then on Friday, we got Twitter. So these are heavy tech companies which can affect the NASDAQ, which can affect Bitcoin. Okay. So we're going to need that to continue to help us on the upside. Yoey Jar's great content. Thoughts on ETH? ETH is a powerhouse right now, and ETH is really will start to run when Bitcoin gets running. Like ETH will surprise a lot of people on this move, and that is why for the last 2 weeks, what have I been saying? I've paused all my buying of altcoins apart from small trades, and I was dollar cost averaging on Bitcoin, Ethereum. Anybody who's been following my content will know that. And that's not because I don't believe in altcoins. I love certain altcoins, and I want to continue to add in them. I've got positions in them. But I just wanted to focus on accumulating Bitcoin and Ethereum because I know how these cycles work. You're in a bear market, suddenly things rotate, Bitcoin, Ethereum go crazy, and then your alts will go crazy as well. So I'm happy to buy my alts a little bit more expensive. If you're not, go ahead and make your own decisions, but I'm happy buying mine a little bit more expensive because I want to focus on Bitcoin and Ethereum. And again, with Ethereum making progress towards their merge, really, really bullish for Ethereum at this point. Yeah, I always do that, Doug. I always say dollars instead of cents. That's just because I'm used to pennies and pounds here in the UK, so just too much for my brain to handle. Cool, guys, do smash up the like button. Don't forget to subscribe as well if you're not subscribed. Nearly at 10K. We would really appreciate if we can jump to 10K whilst we're on this stream. Share this stream with any of your friends or on your Twitter. Give it a retweet. That would be very appreciated. Right, let's get straight back into these charts. And the other one we wanted to talk about was MATIC, because MATIC, we spoke about this, right? We spoke about their partnership with Disney and how bullish that is as a layer 2 solution. You guys can go watch my video. It's on the channel explaining why I'm so bullish on MATIC. But just another really strong move here from MATIC. A strong day, 20% on a daily candle. And, you know, this is why you need to be adding to blue chips. These are the blue chips that I'm talking about. Some people focus on this, you know, trying to find this next gem of the coin. You've got proven coins. You guys will know. I always talk about MATIC, DOT, Chainlink. They're my trusted three amigos. And they're the ones I'd continue to dollar cost average in, because those are projects which have been there, seen there, done that. These are so undervalued right now, and they're literally just decimated because of Bitcoin. There's no failings on their part. It's just because the wider market is down. And that is why when the wider markets pick up, all of these projects will pick up much faster than the others, because those are the ones which have held their fundamental value. And that's really, really important. Let's just come back over to Bitcoin just to see how we're looking. We can go over to the 5-minute chart here just to, yep, we're getting the retest of the channel. And two things can happen now. Now we need to make sure, are we going to get the bounce and push on open? You're about an hour and a half away from the market opening, the US markets, which could give us some impetus. But the question is, are we going to get this retest now, or can we work our way up? If we bring out the 5-hour EMA ribbon, we just kind of lost it there, which isn't the end of the world. Let's see what our hourly EMA ribbon is saying. Okay, it can even come down towards about here and still keep its bullish strength, right? We can still do something like this, and that will still be fine. So not too much concern. You're still on an uptrend here on the hourly on Bitcoin, but you need to see that volume come in. And maybe when the US markets wake up a little bit, maybe that volume will start to come in. Maybe the retail investors will start to add their long positions when they wake up in the US markets as well. That would be something to keep an eye on. But just want to be very, very careful that we don't end up with a day like we saw here on this channel. Just want to make sure we don't end up with a day like this, where we intraday there, it looked like you were doing really well, right? If you look at the peak on that daily candle, it was 22,490. So the peak on our candle today was just slightly higher than that, 22,500. So, you know, are the bears now going to push us back down and turn our day red, or can we sustain this, push volume through? This is the bit I need to look at. I don't want to see declining volumes like that. I want to see pushing volumes onwards and upwards through this channel in order for us to give confidence, okay? Now, let's also take a look at the Bollinger Band. This is very, very important. Whenever you get a constriction of your Bollinger Band like this, where the lines are becoming a little bit closer, that normally indicates that you're going to get a big explosive move in one direction or the other. Now, the last few times this has happened, unfortunately, it's meant a fall to the downside, right? We had a constriction, big fall to the downside. Constriction, big fall to the downside. But this time, we're breaking the trend to the upside. We're breaking that Bollinger to the upside. So as long as we can hold this above the Bollinger here, that could signal a really huge move, because if you can break your Bollinger to the upside with a constricting Bollinger Band, that can normally indicate a nice explosive move to the upside. VPVI is also telling us that this is the level to fight for, right? If you come on out here, you can see if I zoom out slightly here, this is the level to fight at. Where we are right now, that is where all the volume is being traded. And once we can clear this level, we should be able to push up quite quickly back up into this range where more resistance will be felt. Because we fell so quickly here, so there's going to be very little resistance once you clear this level on the way back up, okay? Because there wasn't much support coming on the way down. There was no support on the way down, therefore there'll be little resistance on the way back up, which is a good sign here on the VPVR. So very important day today. Let's also take a look at the wider news markets just to see what's happened. The merge trade has begun. Experts say as ETH surges. Yep, that's what's going to happen, right? ETH's going to surge because the merger is getting close and they're making progress. Coinbase secures regulatory approval in Italy. Good for them. Binance fined over 3.3 million by Dutch central bank. Pennies for them. Not a big deal, is it? Not really going to affect the market. Now, I do want to caveat. It's very important that we understand that fundamentally the market environment hasn't improved yet. I do need to make sure that's put out there. Yes, we can get a sustained relief rally, but does this mean we're heading back to all-time highs? We can't say that yet. The market has not improved. Inflation hasn't come down. Companies haven't come out and said suddenly, oh, look, demand is huge. We're not going to go into recession, right? So we need to understand that, yes, we can get a relief rally, but the wider market is still in bad shape. We've got to be smart enough to say, okay, that's what I understand is going on right now here. Okay, any questions, guys? Drop them in the comments if you have any questions. Happy to chill here for a bit and cover off any questions you guys have. With any specific tokens you want to look at, let me know as well. If you haven't smashed up the like button, then please do so. Really do appreciate if you can smash up the like button. If you guys can get me to 10,000 subs, that would be huge. We started just about almost a year ago now making daily crypto content, and you guys have been awesome in this community. So thank you so much. If you're a subscriber, if you're a regular viewer, we really appreciate you here on this channel. And that, if you appreciate this type of approach, then this is the channel you want to be at. But if you don't, if you just want a moon boy that's going to come on a live stream and say, I'm taking a long position with 100x leverage and bullish every single day bullish, then there's other channels there for you guys, right? If you want bearish every single day, there are other channels for you as well. If you want pragmatic, sustainable investing, that's what I'm here for. And I might not time it perfectly. I might not get it right every single time. But what I will do is analyze the data that's in front of me. I will not let the emotions control me. If I'm bearish one day, but the charts are saying, mate, you need to turn bullish, I will rotate. If I'm bullish one day and the charts are saying you need to go bearish, I will adjust, and I will tell you how I'm adjusting and why and what data is informing my decision. But if you just want someone who's going to be bullish every single day, and then obviously they're going to catch the long move on a positive Bitcoin day, other channels will help you do that, guys. That this place is going to be difficult for you because I'm just going to give the reality of what I see in the charts, and it's a little bit more complex than long and short, right? There's analysis we need to do. There's macroeconomics. There's on-chain. Anybody who's been watching this channel for a while, this is not basic stuff. This is complex, advanced stuff, which is why the majority of people aren't able to build long-term sustainable wealth. They want a meme coin trade, which is fine, but that's just not what you're going to get on this channel, okay, guys? Steve, can we look at Algo? Cool. Let's take a look at Algorand. Another one you guys know I cover quite a bit on this channel. And again, decent day today, 4%, but not moving as much as some of the others, right? And this is what I'm saying. This gives you the clue that sometimes certain projects just aren't in the favor of traders and investors, right? Particularly retail as well. And Algorand is one of those. If you've not watched my video where I, by the way, full disclosure, I have a position in Algorand, right? I like the project, but for some reason, they need to keep making progress on their marketing. I know they had the FIFA partnership. I know they've made progress with Stacey Warden, the ex-JP Morgan lady, as their CEO. Hopefully that helps them improve, but they're just not at the forefront. Like today, on a day like this, where Bitcoin's pumping 6%, look where the money is going, right? 10% on Ethereum, 10%, 11% on Fantom, Near Protocol up 13%. Solana's even up 8%. Algorand's only up 4%, right? So Algorand is moving less than Bitcoin, which means today you're losing money on Algorand. But you are getting the break of the trend. You are getting the break of the trend here, which you need to look at. But the volumes are not super exciting here on the volumes, okay? So we're getting a little bit of volume divergence there. Yep, that's correct. There is a TA course, which I don't talk about too much, but if you guys are interested in learning TA from scratch, head over to our Discord. I can sort you out there. In essence, we teach you everything. And there's lectures, like an online encyclopedia where you can say, what is the EMA ribbon? What is Fibonacci retracement? How do I draw trend lines? It takes you from absolute beginner to all the advanced technical analysis metrics as well. So message me in Discord if you're interested in that. Doug, so I've already entered, right? So I've already entered my position a little bit early here on Bitcoin, but I will be laddering in if we close this day green with volume. Let me just come back. Let me make sure I'm very clear on what I'm doing from a technical perspective. Now, you guys have to do your own research. I'm not looking at a cup and handle pattern right now. I'm not looking at anything complicated. I'm looking at the break of this channel. And if I get a clear volume day, this volume, by the time we finish, which is in 12 hours time, this volume candle needs to be very different to the ones previously. I want to see strong volume, something like this, but green, right? This kind of a volume, at least on this candle, followed by tomorrow opening up green. That would be my confirmation of a textbook entry on the break of this channel, okay? And the reason you do that is you want to avoid this scenario. If you enter now, this could potentially become this scenario. I'm not saying it will, but from a technical perspective, it could, because the bears could come in on the latter part of the day, which is what they like to do, close you back down, and then the next day could be weak, and you start falling back towards the bottom of the channel. So your textbook confirmation was here. I've already entered because I took the trade on an hourly trade, which you can see we've taken here. But as you can see, my trade wouldn't be doing so good right now, right? You're getting a curling over. Now, if you get a retest and run, then great, but we need to see that volume come in. We saw some decent volume here, but now it's declining here with the shorts, okay? So let's see what's happening, and can we continue to work our way higher? Let me know if that's not clear. I'm happy to go into that a little bit more. would I enter Fantom? So Fantom's got a nice break of the trade. And again, betting on Fantom is no different to betting on Bitcoin, right? So let's follow the same pattern of what's going on with Bitcoin, and then you can take your favorite orts on the back of it. But if you look at Fantom here, let's take a look here. Let's go on to the daily. Come on, zoom in. Let's just go into about there. Right, so you're just getting a breakout of your trend now on the daily, and the volume is not too exciting, right? And this is the point. So you are getting a breakout. That's a good price action there in terms of 28, but the volume is diverging. We're getting less and less volume, which is not exciting. Now, if that picks up over the day, and you finish this green candle green, and I get another one tomorrow, that would be a really exciting long position with my first take profit at 31 and my next take profit at about 36. That's something I would do as a trade if I see that. And I would be, you guys can join me on that trade if you want to on BitGet or BYBIT, links in the description. Yeah, exactly. Suzu is just looking for his money, right? And this is what I said. I made a video on that. I don't think a lot of you guys watched it, but go watch. A couple of days ago, I made a video on Suzu when he tweeted after many weeks of not tweeting. And all I said was, this is a cash grab. He doesn't care about you guys. He just wants his money back. This is what happens with hedge funds. I've worked in a hedge fund before. These guys are ruthless in traditional finance. And it'll be no different here in crypto. He just cares about his money at the end of the day. Is MATIC running out of steam? Everything is cooling off right now, right? So again, if Bitcoin cools off, Bitcoin was pumping as high as 7.5%, 8%. Now it's down at 6%. So we've just seen Bitcoin is cooling off, and naturally your altcoins will cool off. Again, no indictment on your altcoins. It's just altcoins will struggle to run. Even ETH, even MATIC, which are great trades right now, will struggle if Bitcoin comes down for a cooling off. Okay, that's very, very important. If Bitcoin wants to cool off, the altcoins will suppress with it. It's not like they're going to stay green whilst Bitcoin falls red. And that is why I don't want to jump into this just too early right now. So that you can see here, Fantom on the 5-minute chart, you can see what you've had. You've had your breakout here, and you're getting a continuation pattern, right? Now, the question is that going to do this, or is it going to do this? Because we saw what Ethereum did. Let's go over to Ethereum. Ethereum on its journey, if I show you on the daily chart, I'll show you on the 4-hourly actually. There you go. So when it had its breakout, it broke out. It had a couple of 4-hourly sideways, then it kept going. So Ethereum's got more relative strength compared to some of the other altcoins right now. So on any of these coins, if I show you even, let's see if I can get Bitcoin. So if we see Bitcoin here, I just want to show you this as well. You're breaking out from the green trend, which is the long-term trend we've had. But if I show you this on the 4-hourly, you can see we're still above our EMA ribbon, which is good. So even if you had a little bit of a cooling off, I wouldn't despair just yet. You're still in a 4-hourly bullish pattern. Even if you kind of come back down to these levels, it's okay. You can work your way back up, and you can, as long as you're creating higher highs and higher lows, you're still trending up and out of this pattern, right? Which is what you want. What you don't want to see is coming back to this place here. What you don't want to see is this just suddenly get violently thrown back down here, right? Because that's what the bears will want to do, is they just want to throw you straight back down there. Any questions, guys? Do throw me any questions you have. Happy to look at any of the coins you guys want to look at. ADA, yes, let's take a look at Cardano. It's been a little while since I've looked at Cardano. Up 8%. I've not got the latest drawings on this chart. Yeah, similar breakout of trend. Let's just get a new chart here. Yep, similar breakout. You can see pretty much getting that breakout of trend. Just draw that there. Same. And it makes sense, right? Everything's waiting on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's having its breakout. So all your altcoins are going to move in relative strength. You can pick any of these altcoins right now, and as Bitcoin breaks, the altcoins should move at a faster rate than Bitcoin. If they're not, you need to be worried about what coin are you holding, because those coins clearly don't seem to have the marketing potential, or the retail aren't interested in those coins. And we need to ask ourselves why. Because if you're having an 8% day on Bitcoin and your altcoins are moving, then it's just like, what are you waiting for to move, right? They should be really excited right now, like we're seeing with ETH, like we're seeing with MATIC. That should give you confidence that those are two projects you want to hold in your portfolio, because when Bitcoin's having a good day, they're moving. So if Bitcoin has a good week, you can imagine what they're going to do. If Bitcoin has a good month, you can imagine what those altcoins are going to do as well. So, yep, just need to wait to see what do we get here on Bitcoin. Are we going to come back down? Are we going to see that retest? Let's just head over to the 5-minute. Are we going to come down and get that? So we're now coming up to that level. We're coming back to the top of the channel now. Is it going to go there, or is it going to want to come all the way down here to collect some support around here on around this level, just back within the channel? Remember, on the 5 minutes, on the hourlies, it doesn't really matter. As long as this day chart finishes as a breakout, we're good, right? As long as this day doesn't go back into the channel, you can literally see as we're talking, the bears are pushing us back into the channel. See how the wick is getting bigger and bigger on that candle? That is the bears pushing us down there on that candle. Let's just zoom in. The bears are pushing us back down below, and it's going to be a fight, just like this day was a fight. This day was a big fight here. The bulls ran us all the way up, and the bears eventually won and pushed us back down. What's going to happen here? Are the bulls going to hold? Is the volume going to come in? We've not got volume yet. We had more volume on this day than we did here, right? So we need to see that volume come in. Nice big strong candle, finish it in the green over the next 11 hours. Then I want to see another candle. Very, very important. And I know I keep repeating myself, but I know this is complicated, and I don't want to confuse you guys because it can easily get confusing. And anybody who's making this sound easy, that, oh, yeah, you know, we're good to go, like, take your long positions, it's not that simple, is it, guys? It really isn't that simple, and that is the quickest way to get wrecked. Why is ApeCoin running so much? I don't know any particular news on ApeCoin, but just from my thoughts, it'll just be because it's a low market cap, one of those excitable projects, right? So you'd understand why it runs when you're suddenly risk on. So you got to remember, just like how, okay, so let's think about it like this. So the way you and I, as retail investors, will treat Bitcoin as our safe asset, and then as you go down along, you have more riskier assets, right? So somebody might be playing with a bit of ApeCoin or Shiba or anything else that they're playing with as a high yield, high risk to reward type of play. The markets do the exact same. So the stock market will have bonds, they'll have real estate, they'll have stocks, and then they'll have a little bit of Bitcoin. Some of these companies will have a little bit of Bitcoin, which they treat that like how we would treat having a bit of ApeCoin or having a bit of Shiba. It's their risk on play, okay? So that's exactly the same as what's happening. You'll always get these instances where the market's doing really well. People just suddenly pump money into silly little things, right? Remember when we see Dogecoin having crazy good days when Bitcoin was in a run? You'll see the same for ApeCoin and a few other meme coins, but that's not my focus. My focus is on building a sustainable portfolio, which is going to keep running and returning us funds over the next bull run. Steve, I suspect we might see a glut of volume when the US market starts firing up more. Yeah, potentially. And that's what I'm waiting to see is, do we get that volume come in? And Bitcoin will need it, right? Because when the US markets open up, will they wake up, see Bitcoin at this critical point here? Will they take long positions? Will they start bidding the price up? That's what we need to see here in order for this to push out, because currently it's losing a bit of steam, but this can change. You guys know how quickly this can change. Doug, you're doing a great job simplifying simple green day end candle with great volume awakening with a new green candle. Yeah, that's mine. Do your own research as always, everybody, but that's exactly the textbook way of trading a channel, right? And it's not my opinion. It's not what I'm doing, as in it's not what I'm saying. It's what technical analysis teaches you. That's how you trade this type of move. Brethren, yes, we did talk about Fantom, getting a nice break of trend from Fantom, but again, just depends on Bitcoin. Nice, strong day, and that's what should give you confidence, guys. If you've got a long-term bag of Fantom, which is what I have from a long-term perspective, I love days like this, because remember, when I'm talking about trading, I'm talking about a small position in my portfolio. The rest are in my long-term portfolio, and in that long-term portfolio, Bitcoin, Ethereum, MATIC, Chainlink, DOT, Fantom, these guys, if I don't see them moving, I get a little bit worried, right? So today's a really good, even if you're not trading, if you're just sitting back and looking at it, it's a really good kind of confidence boosting day where it's like, oh, I got that right. And on the other hand, you've got to be emotionless to say, hang on, why is my coin not moving today? And I'm being real with you. One of mine that I'm thinking that is Algorand, right? Why is it not moving? And I know why. I've made videos on this in the past. Their marketing is not strong. And this is what, if you're seeing this in your portfolio, be real with yourself, right? Things like Algorand, things like VeChain, that should be a worry for you. Coty less so. This is where you need a little bit of context. Coty is only up 2% today, but why? It's had a huge couple of days, right? We covered that off. Huge couple of days here on Coty. You're up in the matter of 4 days here on Coty, 35%. So it's okay. Coty's doing fine against BTC. So this is the kind of analysis you need to be doing on days like this. If you're not day trading, that's absolutely fine. Just look at your portfolio and ask yourself, are they running? Look at MATIC, nice big run. DOT, decent run, 7%. Link, nice run, 9%, more than Bitcoin, right? Good. Keep going down and seeing, okay, if you got a theta, I'd be a little bit worried. Why are we only moving 4.8% on theta? What is going on in terms of a long-term hold? What is going on, right? HBAR, okay, moving 6%, decent, not bad, right? Then just go through your portfolio, and if they're not moving, then you want to take a deeper look. Zilliqa, 5% slightly under Bitcoin. What's going on? I'd want to look into this if I was holding Zilliqa to understand why is this not moving. This just reminds me, let's also take a look at Dixie. And this is the other reason that Bitcoin is able to move. Dixie is having a little bit of a cooling off, okay? When Dixie's the dollar cost, Dixie's the dollar index, right? So it shows you the relative strength of the dollar. Now, this doesn't mean that the dollar is getting stronger. It means dollar is getting stronger relative to other assets. Now, when the dollar gets weaker, when this starts to fall, Bitcoin rallies. And if you want the evidence for it, let me go into the weekly chart. And what I'm going to show you here is what we've drawn out. Every time the dollar index peaked, Bitcoin would then go for its run. When the dollar index did this, Bitcoin would run. Dollar index did this, Bitcoin would run. You can go check the dates. I made a video on this. Check the dates, and you guys can see this here. This was exactly when Bitcoin would start running in its next bull run, okay? Very, very important that we understand that. Now, what you also see is when dollar index started climbing, Bitcoin really did struggle, right? So when this dollar index, people thought, okay, including myself, maybe we're going to get rejected at the same level or around 103 because we got rejected there, we got rejected there. Could we get rejected here? But look at that. It broke through, it retested, and it went on a rocket ship to all-time highs. Dollar index is really strong right now. Why is it strong? Record inflation, right? Countries, not just US. I know US has got 9% inflation. That's nothing compared to the third world countries out there, right? Ukraine-Russia war, bunch of different tensions going on. Still some of the lingering COVID effects, having a huge impact on the dollar being the reserve currency. If we're going to run into a global slowdown, a global recession, the dollar's going to keep getting stronger, which is not great for Bitcoin, okay? So what we're seeing here is when the dollar is weakening here on the last couple of days, Bitcoin is able to have rallying days. But we can't be irresponsible. The dollar index is still in an upward trend. Bitcoin is still in a downward trend. Now, within that upward trend, the dollar index is having a little bit of move. Maybe it wants to come down to its EMA to get a retest. In that time, Bitcoin can have a relief rally. But at the moment, it's just that. It's just a relief rally. Let's not get excited and say, oh, we flipped the trend. Everything is bullish now. We're good. No. In order for that to happen, dollar index would have to invert. It'd have to lose its EMA ribbon to the downside. It'd have to fall lower than 104 here. Okay. And at the same time, we should then see that Bitcoin would have to flip its EMA ribbon on its daily bullish. And that would mean above 24,000 close on the daily chart. Okay. So we need that to finish before Bitcoin turns bullish on the daily and dollar index turns bearish on the daily. Hopefully you guys are keeping up with that. I know it can get super complicated, but this is the reality of crypto. If we don't understand these things, then we don't really understand what's moving the crypto markets. We're just gambling. Right? And if you want to gamble, that's fine. Who am I to judge? Go ahead and gamble. But those of you who want to build long-term wealth in crypto and actually understand what moves this asset class, these are the things we have to look at and understand. Paul, really appreciate you. Thank you very much for your hard work. You're my favorite YouTuber. Question: if you could only invest in one altcoin right now, which one would it be? I'm going to take the easy answer and say Ethereum, right? I'd have to invest in Ethereum. And if you told me I couldn't pick Ethereum, then things get very, very difficult. Then it becomes difficult. And it also depends, like, you know, how much of my money is in that. Like, give me a few more variables, I can give you a better answer. But just based on what you said, I'd go for Ethereum. Steve, Dixie on the weekly is way above the EMA ribbon, might be getting close to a top or just a period of calling off, although I've heard some. Exactly. Now, and that's the scary thing, right? If dollar index is just cooling off before another roar, it's overextended, right? This is overextended on the dollar index. It's been doing really well, which is why Bitcoin's been doing so bad. Now, if it comes down to cool off, everyone's going to get excited because Bitcoin will do well on this downward leg. But then what happens when it bounces back with vengeance, right? If it bounces back with vengeance as we head into an official recession, then Bitcoin's going to get smacked again. We could be heading back down to 17,600, right? And that is why I'm not clearing. There's no green light to say we're never seeing 17,600 again just yet, right? It's still in play. And I know people can call me crazy, but I'm keeping that on my post-it note ready, so I'm prepared that if we do, then I'm ready for it. If we don't, then great. I'm in my positions. I'm good to go. My suitcase is packed. My bags are loaded. And I've got enough that I'm happy for Bitcoin to run up now, right? I'm happy. But if it falls lower, I'm going to take opportunity to buy. I've got still some dry powder ready to buy that. Absolutely, Doug. Dollar down, Bitcoin up, vice versa. Agreed with that. Guys, do smash up the like button. Have we got to 10K subs? You guys, should I just stay on this live stream until we hit 10K subs? We are. How many are we away, guys? If you're watching this and you're not subscribed, help a brother out. 8 subs, and we'll be at 10K. It's taken over a year of you guys, daily content, 2, 3, 4 videos sometimes a day. Really appreciate if you guys would smash up that subscribe button, turn your notifications on, as I'm not stopping. We're just getting started. We're just getting warmed up. You guys know why I started this channel, is to take away this moon boy culture, and it really frustrates me. You guys will see me if this moon boy mentality of, oh, just take a long position, we're good to go, here's inverse head and shoulders pattern. We're going to obliterate that as a community. We're going to make sure that people, there's a new crypto trader investor born every single day. You do know that every single day somebody comes across crypto, they log into YouTube, and guess what they face with? They're faced with the same old 2-3 YouTubers who show them a technical analysis pattern, take a long position using their link in the description. No talk about macroeconomics, no talk about fundamentals, no talk about dollar cost, the dollar index, no talk about CPI, no talk about FOMC meeting. Absolutely insane. That's what I'm here to say. That's not what's going to happen, right? We need to learn how to trade sustainably and understand how all these different factors affect crypto, because they do. And we're in a bearish moment right now. We have been for a long time, since November, and it's difficult to make content during this period. But I've tried to stay level-headed with you guys. I've tried to show you my thinking throughout, how I'm navigating it, what I'm doing. And trust me, you guys are going to be super bored in the bull market. Do you know why? Because there's going to be nothing to do. On green days like this, I've been there, I've done it. You'll have nothing to do. Do you know why? Because I'm going to come on these live streams. I'm going to make videos where I'm saying, guys, I'm sorry, but we can't chase the green candles. We can't chase these pumps. It's pumping, but we can't chase it. We're supposed to buy in the down pain. We're supposed to buy when fear and greed index is low. When this fear and greed index starts ticking back up to 50, 60, all the way back up here, trust me, guys, it's boring. The tourists come in, they bid the price up, and all you're going to be doing there is sitting there watching my video, wishing you bought more in your long-term hold portfolio. So let's do that work now. Let's do our research now. Let's understand what we're doing, and let's not take shortcuts, because shortcuts will make you miss another bull market. And then do you really want to wait 3-4 years for your next opportunity? So take the time to learn now, understand what moves the markets, do the hard work, take responsibility. Don't blame people in your life for if a trade is not working, or, oh, this person told me it was going to go down, therefore I didn't do this. Like, take responsibility. You're a grown up, right? Nobody needs to make free content for you here on YouTube. They're doing so to share that information. And that's what I'm doing here. And if you appreciate it, then watch it and take from it. If you don't like my content, there's other content you can watch, right? But as long as you don't think that watching content is you is going to do the work for you, it's not. You've got to do the research. You've got to put in the graft. Really, really important. Andy, been loving the recorded content you post daily. Live streams are always appreciated because we can discuss crypto life. Big respect, bro. No, appreciate you, Andy. Yeah, I do. I try to jump on live every so often. I mean, the recorded content obviously gives it to you in a digested format, so you can watch it a little bit quicker. But yeah, sometimes it's just a day like this where you guys have questions. Let's jump on and answer those questions. And I think a live stream is the best way to do that. Next FOMC meeting, 2-day meeting, 26th, 27th. Yep, that's correct. Well, let's see what the market's expecting, right? We know what happened. Let's go to Fed rate monitor tool. So when you come to the Fed rate monitor tool, you obviously have to accept their privacy notice. You'll see that the market has all but priced in a 75 basis point hike. So 2/3 have priced in 75 basis point. 1/3 has priced in a full percentage increase in the interest rate. Now, this is where it gets interesting, right? Because before the CPI reading came out, the 9.1 miss, this was at 7%. Only 7% of the market priced in 100 basis points. Then as the CPI reading came out, this flipped. It went to 30%, all the way up to 70%. 70% of the market at one point priced in a full 100 basis point increase in the interest rate. But then guess what happened? Then some Fed officials came out and said, no, we're more likely to see 75 basis points. And those were the hawkish members of the Fed. Those normally would want 100 basis points, but they came out and said, oh, we prefer 75 basis points. So then the market goes, hang on a second, let's unwind it. And that's why we saw the market rally, because the market had initially dumped and priced all of that interest rate hike in 100 basis points, and then it's unwound it. So now only 1/3 of the market has priced in 100 basis points, and the rest is sitting at 75 basis points. So most likely we're going to see 75 basis points, although I would appreciate a full basis point. I'm happy for the Fed to rip that Band-Aid off, give the market a slap if it needs to, get inflation down, so that way longer term we can get better. I'm happy to take short-term pain for long-term gain, right? I just want them to fix the economy so we don't end up running into a deep recession. That's what's important. Appreciate you, Steve. Appreciate you. Can't do it without the community, guys. So it's you guys seeking this knowledge that's important. Good to see you, Martin. Oh, where have I ended up? Let's just go back to the bottom. Yep, we've taken a look at the Bollinger Bands. We've seen they've constricted. We see we're trying to break out of the top side of the Bollinger Band, but we need to finish this day in the green. That's all it comes down to. It needs good volume on the day today to look green. Paul, I can see you're asking about Oasis Protocol, but I'm not really familiar with it. So that's probably why I've avoided looking into it. Maybe I can do a video on it at some point once I've taken a little bit of a look. Steve, I think we will see 100 basis points invoking shades of volcanomics. Yeah, I think that's what a lot of the market is now asking for. So that's why the market priced it in, right? They were like, we'll price it in for you, Jerome Powell. Like, if you're not going to do it, if you're not brave enough to do 100 basis points, we'll price it in for you, then just do it. But then the Fed officials came out. They obviously sent out to say, calm the markets down, tell them to only price in 75 basis points. You'll be okay. Appreciate it, Triple Money. Yeah, those Telegram alerts are completely free, guys. I put it in my Discord and also my Twitter, the link to the Telegram channel. It's Ijaza One Crypto. Make sure you're on the right one, not on some scam one. And I just put free alerts on there for you guys, right? It's play by play. Anytime I get an update, quickly type it in there for you guys so you see what my thoughts are. Again, always do your own research. These are not, signals for you to be, which you're buying off me. They're just completely free. Go and use them. Trade if you want to trade. Do it with sensible risk management, and that's what's important. And I put it all on the Telegram so I don't clutter up Twitter or anybody else. If you want the link to that, it's t.me/Ijaza1 Crypto. Thoughts on Uniswap? Long-term thesis-wise, I'm quite bullish on Uniswap. I think Uniswap's going to continue to be a strong player. In terms of price action, let's take a look. Similar to the rest of the market, right? Getting a bit of a breakout of trend here on Uniswap. But I just think I think Uniswap will move strength to strength. I think as long as Ethereum's merge goes without any stress, I think what we have learned is that these centralized exchanges are a bit of a problem, right? So I think more and more of the community, as it becomes easier to use, will move across to more decentralized exchanges. I just think it's a little bit difficult for the layperson to still use. I think, in 5-6 years time from now, we're going to look back and laugh at the way we were using MetaMask and Uniswap, and having these long addresses. Everything is going to be so simple and straightforward that we're going to laugh. It's going to be like, remember when, I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember like dial-up internet, and when somebody's on the phone, you had to hang up so you can use the internet. Like, it's going to feel like that when we look back in 5 years time, because it's still very difficult to use. But I think once you figure that piece out, then Uniswap and these decentralized exchanges, I think that's just going to be where the action's happening. I think these centralized exchanges will struggle. There always will be a market for centralized exchanges because people will forget their passwords and they want the support and they want the rest of it that a centralized exchange provides. But the more and more that these centralized exchanges collapse and struggle during bear markets, more and more people are going to take destiny of their own coins, use decentralized exchanges, use hardware wallets, use privacy coins maybe as well. So that's definitely a narrative which will have its strength playing out. But right now, HK, to answer your question, would I be buying Uniswap right now? Personally, not. Again, I'm focused on Bitcoin. I'm focused on Ethereum. Then I'm going to rotate into my favorite layer ones just to make sure I've got enough in my layer ones. I'm talking the likes of Cardano. I'm talking about like even Solana. I'll take another look at, even though I've not been adding to that for a long time because of their outages. They need to sort their stuff out seriously. Then I'm going to be looking at Near Protocol. I've got my qualms about Near Protocol to a certain extent. I love Fantom. I'll probably add a little bit more Fantom as well. And just go through my list and make sure I've got enough of those solid layer one solutions, because that's the narrative that's going to play out once Bitcoin and Ethereum has had their move. Average Joe, good to see you, buddy. That's my mate. Yeah, we did a collab a while ago. We need to do another one. Average Joe, thank you for jumping onto the live. I see you're doing really well with your channel as well. Steve, I'm definitely not sold on the merge. Definitely happening in September. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think the market is saying, hang on a second, whether it happens or not, we're getting closer. And I think that's what the market is excited about. So, yeah, it might not happen in September. They may delay it, similar to how Cardano delayed the Vassal hard fork, right? But as long as it gets done, that's what's important. I think the market will reflect that appropriately. Guys, have you smashed the like button? Have you subscribed? I don't want to leave this live stream until you guys get us to 10K subs. Who's not subscribed here? There's 76 of you there, and I need 6 more subs to get to 10K, which will be huge. And I'll be super, super grateful if you guys could subscribe. Doug, your Telegram channel is wonderful. Cuts the noise out instantly. Great addition to your platform. Appreciate you, Doug. Doug, do I remember? Heck, had to carry roll of quarters on sales trips. No facts. Oh man, I don't remember that time. I don't remember. Now you're showing your age, Doug. Bank of America now forecasts 4 straight quarters of negative real GDP growth. Highly doubt markets have priced this in. And this is the point. Like, if just to zoom out, just to remind you guys of what am I seeing here? I'm seeing a potential, if we meet the conditions I said on the daily candle, tomorrow's daily candle, I see a potential relief rally. What is a relief rally? A relief rally is a rally against trend to give you some relief before what? Further continuation of your trend to the downside. So we're not out of the woods here. The macro economy has not suddenly resolved itself. For us to resolve this, what does it need to look like? For us to actually have a sustained run on Bitcoin and everything to look, fine and dandy again, inflation needs to come down. We need to see month after month inflation significantly coming down. We need to see the Fed start talking about pausing rate hikes and maybe even going the other way and cutting rates. We need to see earnings reports looking really strong. We need to see demand high, inflation low. Then the markets will be looking good. When the markets are looking good, then we can start our trend of Bitcoin actually going and trying to post a new all-time high. So don't mistake this move for a move trying to go back to all-time highs. That's not where we're at right now. Tinas, appreciate you. So close to 10K, man. Yep, absolutely. I hope you guys do hit the subscribe button. If you have 2 accounts, hit the subscribe button. We will not discriminate. If you have 2, 3 accounts, just make it happen. Average Joe saying, get this man to 10K. Yep, I need to join you in the 10K club. Average Joe, appreciate you. Is it good to buy a layer 1 now or wait? These you mentioned. I think layer 1s are solid. Layer 1s are solid. And you got to be careful, right? Just because I'm not buying layer 1s right now, I've been in the market for a very long time. My bags are loaded with layer 1s. So when I'm talking about buying them, it would just be topping up some more, right? So if I wasn't in the market right now, I would definitely want to have exposure to layer 1 solutions. And I'd want to split. I would want to build my portfolio in a clever proportions. I'd want to make sure 40 to 50% in Bitcoin, right? I'd want to make sure I'm another 15 to 20% in Ethereum. And then with the rest, I'd want to make sure I'm splitting that amongst good layer 1 solutions. Maybe get a layer 2 solution in there like MATIC. Maybe get a data oracle play like Chainlink in there, right? I'd want a good exposure in there. I wouldn't focus on NFT or gaming, and maybe I'm going to miss a move. But I feel like those narratives will come and we'll get plenty of opportunities for that. I'd want to, if I was new and trying to build out my portfolio, I'd really want to do that pragmatically and just make sure I've got a bit of all the key narratives ready for this next bull run. That's what I would be focused if I wasn't in the market right now. Billionaires Africa 10,000. Have we hit 10? I'm going to refresh now. I don't think we have. Mine's saying 3 off. Guys, let's get that 10. Smash the likes. Do give us 3 more subscribers. Average Joe, great analysis, great content. Likewise, buddy. Really enjoy your channel. Appreciate you from the other side of the pond. BTC just got above short-term trend at 22K. Let's take another look at Bitcoin. 5 minutes. Okay, you can see it's trying to bounce here, guys. Okay, but again, you want volume on the bounce. Not great volume here just yet on the 5-minute candles. And you want to see, can you get this bounce? It's now got to, in order to keep this going on a nice, good day, do that, right? You don't want to see this, okay? And if you do see this, it needs to quickly come back up. Like the lower you get down here on the 5-minute chart, the more likely you're going to lose momentum on this day. So it's really important that we hold that momentum. Kieran, you've been here since ages. When did you? How many subs was it when you joined, Kieran? Legend just shared the stream in a new Facebook group. It's been following you for the best part of it. Yeah, at least. You must have been here when. Let me know how many subs roughly was it when you were here, because you've been a part of this community for a long time. Can we check GMT? Yes, I don't think I've got it on my list. Let's check GMT. GMT is Steppen, right? I made a video on Steppen. Not a huge fan of the project. I'll take a look at it for you. Why is it running? It's similar to why ApeCoin is running, right? These kind of coins, like I explained, go scrub the video back a while. Whenever you have these risk on days, things like Steppen, things like ApeCoin, even Optimism is moving 25% today, right? When the markets get excited, this is what happens. Those kind of retail-friendly coins, retail's in the market now. I just want to remind you guys, like a couple of weeks ago, I make videos every single day. I know the pulse of the market. You guys who watch me every single day, you watch the pulse of the market. It wasn't like this. Today is different. And this is the effect of retail. This is just a small taste. You imagine when that bull run comes in, retail's going to bid the prices of these coins up huge, which is why it's important when the market is bloodied, that we continue to do our work. Steve, yeah, you are a cornerstone of this community, Steve. We will never forget. You're basically furniture, mate. Under 1,000 when I subscribe. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, Steve. Really appreciate you supporting the channel, and hopefully you stay subscribed to the next milestone, which is what? What is it after 10K? Is it 100K, I guess? I guess 100K. We have to 10X, right? Like our portfolios. The subs should move in the same trend as our portfolios. I've got trend lines all over the 15-minute. Yeah, I actually don't use 15-minute too often. As you can see, I go from kind of daily, 4-hourly, hourly, 5-minute, and then sometimes I'll go into 15, 30 minutes. Sometimes. Don't really plot my trend lines on those, but each to their own. Nothing wrong with doing that at all. Fantom to $2. I think for me, I don't know when it will happen because I don't know how long this bear market is going to go on for. But once we finish this bear market, Fantom to $2 for me personally is a no-brainer. And the way I kind of explain that to myself is, one, look at how undervalued it is in terms of total value locked. You can watch my video where I explain that. I'll try to link that up for you guys somewhere. But also, it just needs to get to its Fibonacci ratio here to get back to $2.28, $2.30 range, which is an absolute no-brainer. And the project's gone from strength to strength. So, you know, if they can navigate through this bear market, if they have enough runway and capital, it's a small market cap project. This really can start to move to the upside quite strongly here, Fantom. So definitely one I'm continuing to be bullish on. But we need to understand that it's, you know, it's a low market cap coin. So let's not get excited. I don't want any of you to come in and say, oh, I've got 80% allocation to Fantom. Come on. Come on. Have you not been learning anything? It's about sustainable, pragmatic investment. That's really, really important. Kieran was here from less than 500. What a legend. Really appreciate you being part of this community. Mr. Got Plenty. Who would you give your keys to in the event that something happens to you? I'm doing some estate planning. Okay, so what you want to do here, Mr. Got Plenty, not financial advice. Please consult a professional. Clearly, I'm not a professional here, which is why I'm not at 10K subscribers. But what you want to do is you want to, so you get your 12-word seed phrase, and sometimes you get a few more words. I think sometimes they have 20 versions and you have 12 versions, right? So let's say you have 12 words. What you want to do is you split that into chunks of 4 words each. So you got 3 sets of 4 words, and you put them on a piece of paper or whatever. And then you give a couple, you find 3 people that you trust, and you only give them 2 pieces from the 3. Okay? So you only give them 2 pieces of 3. And that's the way you can then, anytime, if any of those lose some, you can still piece it together. So you keep a copy of, obviously, the whole word set. So if you lose that, you're going to other people who's got 2 each, and you take the 2 from them and take the 2 from them, and you should have the full set complement of the words, okay? So that's one way you could do it. Now, there are other ways you can do it. You can have time capsules. You can print it on metal. You can do all these kind of things as well. You can give it to custody solutions, which is where you pay somebody to do that for you. That's an option as well. So definitely consult a professional. Do look at that. But there are a lot of options out there, including custodian solutions as well. We are 10K now. Oh, loving it. Good stuff, guys. Let me take a refresh. I have to see it for myself to believe it. Have we broken resistance? Oh, we have. We have broken resistance. Shout out to you guys, the community. Thank you so much for getting us to 10K. It's been a long journey. It's been a year, but we're just getting started. We're just getting started. And it's all about the movement we're trying to do here, which is no BS investing, right? Ultimately, that's what it is. We want to learn. We'll go through the hard times together. When we get it wrong, we'll own it together and say, oh, we got that wrong, right? If a project dies, we're going to go through this together. Some of the projects I hold will die in the time I'm making content with you guys. It's no indictment on any of us, right? We just do the best with the information we've got, and we're trying to build long-term sustainable wealth in crypto. And that's it, right? And to say, oh, you're going to get every single coin right. No, we're not. We'll make wrong trades. We'll make right trades. But as long as we keep learning, what goes in here, nobody can take from us. That's the key. So if you keep leveling up, that's the right way to kind of navigate this path. So appreciate you guys who have hit the subscribe button. Really, really appreciate that. 75 of you guys watching, do smash the like button. Really support that. Next step is 50. Somebody says here. One second, I can't keep up with the comments now. You guys have gone. Okay, so next step is 50 subs. We'll go parabolic from here. Yes, let's get to 50 and then 100. Congrats. Nice. Billionaires Africa. Appreciate you, Kieran. $9 to $12 Fantom in next bull run easy. I don't think that's, out of the realms of possibility. I mean, if you do the multiplications of looking at other layer 1 solutions, which aren't as technically sound as Fantom, don't have the same transactions per second, don't have the same team, you can argue that, right? And that's why I think for me, Fantom compared to something like Near Protocol, which is also a great project, just has a crazy risk to reward. It's a crazy risk to reward. But remember, with any of these small projects, they can collapse, and that's the risk you take when investing in them, right? They can collapse. Your subs will fly with the balls. So basically, have my subscribers now broken out of a Bollinger Band? Is that what's happened right now? Nathan, I subscribed around 1,000. Love your content. Yes, Nathan, you've been a legend. Absolutely appreciate you being a cornerstone of this community. You too are some furniture in this community. Absolutely, could do with a multi-sig as well. That's correct. Yeah. Appreciate the clap. We are bullish as a channel. Nice. What else have I missed? Let's keep up with you guys. You guys are rapid here. Greetings from the north. Great to see you online. Appreciate you. Thank you, Matthew. You've been awesome. HK, appreciate you. 15K next. Inshallah. How much can Fantom move from here? I've just said, so comfortably here, if I'm looking at my retracements, I think a $2.30 is comfortable for me. Not financial advice. For me, I would be very disappointed if we don't get back to this level and then start working our way back up, right? And I mean, you can see here from my Fibonacci extensions, I've noted here a $5.60 mark here on Fantom, and that is even conservative. So these are just my kind of conservative estimations from Fibonacci extensions. And I think once the markets align, once we get through this period, you're going to see some of these coins really start to move. We just need the momentum to come back into the market. Wrong trades. Learned a harsh lesson trying to swing trade theta before the bull run really kicked off and lost out on over 100K. Oh, told me that timing the market is better than timing the market. Absolutely, absolutely. And remember, I don't know your personal portfolio, Steve, but in terms of, your trading portfolio should be tiny. Your trading portfolio should be tiny compared to your long-term portfolio. So if we're talking 100K, lost on one trade, that would not be possible for me. If you think about it, let's say your portfolio is $1 million for argument's sake. Your trading portfolio would be 1% of that, or maximum 5%, so 50K. And then from that 50K, you should only be risking 1 to maximum 5%. Maximum, if it's a small portfolio, 5% on any given one trade. I like to stick to 1%. So from that 50,000, you're talking 500 quid on one trade. You should not. That should be your maximum risk on a single trade at that level. So unless you've got tens of millions in your long-term portfolio, for you to be taking out 100K trade on one coin, you can now see how that starts to become a little bit irresponsible. But that's why we're learning, Steve. This is the point. A new trader, new investors born every single day, and you've obviously come a long way since then. And that's what's beautiful about this is you've learned, you've got the battle wounds, and nobody can take that off of you, and that's key. Nathan, 10K, congratulations, my man. I've been waiting for you to hit this milestone. Yes, you have, man. I really appreciate you. You guys make this possible, right? Through watching this content and taking responsibility. That's why I'm proud of you guys. You guys take the time to come watch a 10-minute. I know what it's like because I absorb content as well. I absorb content like a machine. You can't imagine. And you guys are doing the same. I'm posting 2-3 videos a day. You guys are watching those. Hopefully some of you are watching them in 1.5 times speed or 2 times speed just to get through the content and understand what's going on. So shout out to you guys to do that through a bear market. You guys are going to do really well in the bull market because you're taking the time to learn. And those who aren't, they're not going to do well. Those tourists who are going to come in after and then they disappear during the bear market and then they try to come back in the bull market, they will continually get wrecked because they haven't learned the basics. They haven't learned TA to a decent extent. You don't have to become a professional. Just learn the basics, right? We've got a course for you guys. If you want that, message me. I don't promote it too much. I don't push it too much. But if you want to learn TA, go learn it on social media. Go learn it online, or you can take my course and you can learn it all in one place as a formal curriculum. But learn TA. Learn fundamentals, learn macroeconomics. And you can learn all this just through watching videos and understanding. And that's what moves the markets. Thank you so much for your comments on Fantom. You're welcome. Ijaz, I can't set a stop loss in spot trading. I've been trying to do it and it keeps saying error. I don't know what you're using, but you should be able to, depending on which exchange you're using, just reach out to their support and they should have to help you with that in order if you're getting an error message. Do you have any pennies in Spooky Swap? Do you normally just stick with the chain tokens or do you add some of the main utility projects on that chain too? Andy, right now, I don't know if you remember when I was making the content, there was a period when the market was falling. I said I'm not buying any second derivative projects or what you're calling utility projects, right? So I'm not in those. I'm focused just on the actual blockchain projects. Now, in a bull market, all of these narratives start to move as well, right? Like your Trader Joe on a certain platform, or your Uniswap on Ethereum, or your Spooky Swap on Fantom. Those projects can start running. But right now, I don't want to miss out on the key layer ones, right? I want to focus on the layer ones and the layer zeros and the interoperability plays and the layer twos, right? Then we can look at utility projects. Now, that doesn't mean money can't be made. Money will obviously be made, but they're smaller market cap, they're higher risk, and you're better off, in my opinion, focusing on the layer ones and the layer zeros of the space. And these are the distractions, right? And this is what happens with tourists in the space or new traders. We get distracted by these projects. There's so many to look at, thousands and thousands of coins, big numbers on the screen, you know, up 30%, up 30%. Focus on the blue chips. Focus on the ones with a trusted track record, and they will steer you right. Floating high, you're super gifted. I'm looking for you, Muppet. Kieran, I very rarely talk about remittance with Sunak about to come PM CBDCs. Yeah, we could definitely look at some more CBDC plays. I know a few of you in the community are keen on looking at those. We can do. Bax, Bab, London, Tel, okie dokie. Steve, I bought almost 10,000 Theta when it was at 15 cents. It pumped to 55 cents, so I thought I would sell and buy back in lower, but got my timing wrong and missed out on a re-entry. Then it ran to $15. So yes, I'm glad you shared that, Steve, because it's not an indictment on you. This is a lesson we all need to learn. When the market was falling from 69 down to where we're at now, I did not sell a single long-term hold. I'm as loyal as they come, right? If I've bought something, I've bought having done my research, having got conviction in the project, I invest. And that is because I think it's going to go to a certain level and then extend beyond that level long term. So 69,000 for me, if I was dollar cost averaging on Bitcoin at 69,000, I'm doing so because I think that's nothing. I think it's going to go to 100,000, 150,000, right? So if it on its journey wants to fall down to 20, fine. I'm just going to buy more. I don't need to sell, try to retime back into the market. Like I do. The biggest mistake you can do is turn your trades into investments and turn your investments into trades. Write that one down. I just made that up. Write that down. Because if you're turning your trades into investments, that's what, so I've done this before. So when I started trading, I would start trading. And when the trade would, let's say I bought Bitcoin, I'm long on Bitcoin like I am today. And then it goes against me. I'll just leave it in my portfolio. Be like, oh, I was going to hold Bitcoin anyway. Right? I didn't take my stop loss. I didn't take my hicks. I didn't want to take the L. So I just leave it in my portfolio. I'm just hold the Bitcoin anyway. Wrong mentality. Likewise with your long-term investment. Long-term investments, you can't have a long-term investment and start trading with your whole portfolio. Like, are you insane? That's not what you do. Can you imagine a billionaire taking the billions of net worth and just in the market, out the market, in the market, out? No, they're going to get wrecked, right? So you build your conviction, you allocate, and you hold for the long term, and you continue to dollar cost average in. That's the main way to be doing this. Last few questions, guys, and then I'm going to jump off. Copy that. Good stuff. Massive lesson to me in Jazza was the point that I really started to learn properly rather than just play. And I think that's important. I've got loads of scars physically and emotionally. And that's what you need in crypto. And those who don't have those, you don't necessarily need to have them. You can avoid them, right? Sometimes. But I think those scars really do stay with you and help you make the right decision and stop you following those moon boys. That's what's important. I just did the same with MATIC. It's fine. You've done it. Let's move on. Let's not do it again. I feel your pain indeed. Right, guys, we're going to jump off. Thank you guys so much for smashing up the like button and subscribe. If you're not subscribed, please do hit the subscribe button. We'll continue to monitor BTC. Jump into the Discord and let me know what videos would you like to see later on today. Do you want a Bitcoin update here? Do you want me to do a Bitcoin video later on today in a couple of hours? Or would you like a Fantom video? What type of video would you like? Let me know in the Discord, and I'll see you in the next one.